Hello, all. So, early this morning, I was taking some notes and how the world of editing can really coexist with AI, and it's going to be the thing that's going to be happening a lot more. And I just want to start off with this also. AI will always become more and more common, but different tastes of editing styles will be surely rare to see and to really feel. Yeah, because editing styles have a variety. People sometimes go really fast in. They have really dramatic cuts, really good transitions. The list goes on. But I think that's what makes a unique editor, their own little style. So with AI basically coming about and it's always going to be here, we need to know what AI can be done for in the editing world, but also what not to do with AI. So, what people need to know is AI's not replacing creativity, as you surely should be hearing this by now. And if people ain't saying this, then that's the scary thing, because I generally believe, cannot and will not replace creativity. It just can't. I think creativity is the beauty of things that we see today, whether it's anime, whether it's a new series. There is so much creativity. Even if it's a fashion brand, there is so much. Yeah. The only thing AI can do is extend it. That's it. I genuinely believe, and I will say this to the end of time, it will extend it. Now, it allows you to create visuals that do not exist, or that is physically impossible to film. Let me say that again. So AI allows you to create visuals that do not exist, but physically is impossible to film. And it may be physically impossible to film due to health and safety, due to how it will just generally look like it's just impossible. But with AI, it's giving you that option to go about it. So let's carry on. Moments that would otherwise be impossible, which I just said earlier, expensive or slow, can be done through a couple of push on buttons. I really emphasized on the push on buttons there because that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Yeah. Now, what is AI going to be doing for you as an editor? Because people think AI in editing is, oh, we're going to create all these AI visuals, put it on Adobe's timeline, and Bob's your uncle. You've got AI in editing. Right. This is the problem. And this is what we're seeing on the internet. We're seeing a lot of AI slop. And the best use of AI, I generally believe this, especially if you're doing more like real life kind of filming and stuff like that, is to use it the 80-20 rule. I generally believe it. I think it's more powerful because you've also got to take in mind also, even with motion effects and stuff, it's not good to have a whole film or series just using special effects every bloody time. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that slowness. Sometimes you need to slow down the pace and just look back and think, wow, we did it. We didn't have to go through all this war of these great effects and stuff like that. No, sometimes it's just good to slow things down. And guys, this is what I love about AI, because you can do the 80-20 rule, as in just use a little bit of AI in your editing, which is great, or use the same thing but really, really emphasize on, and what I'm going back on is on the impossible things that you couldn't film. Yeah. So, for example, we did a reaction video of Luma's um, fashion video giveaway. Yeah, and in the clip there was a multiple of women on a motorbike standing on top of each other. Guys, that is physically impossible for health and safety reasons. That is the biggest issue. And maybe you could probably do it if you had the special, was it the strings attachments or whatever? And you could probably connect them and have some next health and safety. I doubt it very much, but with AI, you can do it. So, AI is a powerful amplifier, which is basically what I just said. It can amplify the things that are in your mind, going back to, your creativity. It's not replacing your creativity. It's actually amplifying it. Yeah. And let's not treat AI like content. People are treating AI like content. So when you just treat AI like content, all you're gonna have is AI slop. Yeah. And AI slop, what we've all know now, it's quite boring. It's getting old, and yeah, we need to move on from that. But you gotta treat AI, and this is probably the most important thing I've got to say, especially with editing. You've got to treat AI like a language. For example, Adobe Premiere is a language. It's a language of editing. People could say, "Oh, I don't like Adobe Premiere." That's cool. That's no worries. Final Cut Pro is a language. Knowing where your tools are in your editing, you got to look at editing like your weapon. Yeah, you're getting things stacked up. You're getting things prepared. That's a language. It's another form of, okay, I know where to put the sections of the bins. I know how to color grade this part of this moving image, etc. I know this language. Why? Because I've done it a numerous amount of times, and I feel comfortable in this language. Now, other languages, i.e., let's say Final Cut Pro and other editing platforms out there, they more or less kind of do the same thing. You are editing videos, you're editing content, but their language is just a little bit different, and it may take some understanding to do. This is exactly what AI is. It is understanding on what different platforms do. What's their specialty? I'll be honest with you. ChatGPT is great for prompt ideas and prompt suggestions. Gemini for imagery, for Nano Banana, great. And I would also pair that with Leonardo, great for imagery. For sound effects and sound voiceovers, is 11 Labs all day. For getting instrumentals, Suno, fantastic. All of them have their own unique, let's say, IP. Obviously, you could argue, ChatGPT and Gemini, they're all large language models, but they have their language. Yeah. And this goes on to the next topic as well, on people are just generating images. That's okay. If you're just going to be generating AI images, okay, great, but you need to be generating your ideas. Let me repeat that again. You need to be generating your ideas onto your timeline, onto the content that you actually want. And when I mean timeline, going back to the editing, how are you just let's just say you're generating some visuals and then slopping it on the timeline? It doesn't make no sense. You need to generate the idea on how you want your visuals to come alive, whether it's pre-existing visuals. Yeah. Let's carry on. I've wrote a couple of notes here, guys. So, people, and again, it's just literally, I love how I've just said it, and it's kind of going to the next kind of point here. So, people drop clips onto timelines. You have to interrogate it, yes, interrogate it into the narrative logic that you're trying to reach to your audience. Remember, guys, editing, obviously, you have different styles of editing, and people have different techniques, etc. There's a whole different school of thoughts on how to edit. Cool. But if you edit in a certain way and it's made you comfortable, or it's generally clients that said, "Yo, I really like your edits," stick with it. But if you're going to incorporate AI, don't allow AI to basically take away from your edit. Your AI needs to either support it, which is going to go back to, in fact, it's going straight to my other points, so I may as well go into it. So with AI, it must support your narrative language, your narrative logic in the story or the editing that you're trying to do. So AI must reinforce your hook, deepen the metaphor, increase emotional contrast, and going back to amplifying the idea being communicated in your editing and in the actual narrative storyline. Yeah. AI makes things easy but hard to create meaning. Now, I said earlier, AI is a meaning amplifier, basically. But we're going to this point, AI makes easy things, but hard to create meaning. So, say for example, you're trying to, obviously, you're going to prompt in a lion cub, yeah? You're going to put a pack of lions or a group of lions, and they have a lion cub, and the lion cub is walking. Cool. Now, what is the meaning of the lion cub? Does this lion cub look a bit different to the others? Is it like a lost lion cub? Is the lion cub endangered from the other pride of lions? What's the story? Yeah? Because anyone can prompt anything. Like this thing that you're looking at now, my title screen or whatever you want to call it. Literally, it was prompted. Yeah? My image was prompted. And it didn't take long at all. But now the story or the narrative is you guys hearing me speak about AI and editing. Yeah? And now if I wanted to, I could, create some visuals and stuff like that. Cool. And we could probably, pick out keywords. And that's what editing is, really. You're telling the story and then amplifying it through visuals. That was the main thing. In fact, that's more, I would say, you could say anime and manga and stuff like that. You're amplifying movements into the original, what was the manga or manhwa. So, yeah, you gotta be really thinking on how to create meaning. Yeah. And the last point is AI will become common and tastes will become rare. So, people have different tastes, people have different editing styles. We know that AI has numerous amounts of different features. Every new AI product is coming out every day, may as well be. And it's a curse and a blessing at the same time, because you're not really grasping on what these platforms are really good for. But I like to say you can have the main 7 AI products. That I think is more than enough. Yeah. Obviously, people are going to like different AI platforms due to their layout, etc. Even though, to be fair, most of them are more or less the same. And what's so beautiful about that is because when I saw ChatGPT, I was like, oh, I really love the layout. And then every large language model literally just copied it. So this is what happens when you set the bar, and you can have copycats, or you can have copycats that actually really outpace and outmaneuver the original idea. So let's go back to what I was saying. AI will become common, which we know. It's going to increase. We're going to see a lot more digital AI products, or we're going to see new digital products and then they're probably getting brought out. But taste will become rare. And what I mean by taste, it means, okay, you got someone who that just edits AI, for example, for a living. They're just editing AI visuals, cool. But then you got someone that's editing the Pride of Lions with the Lion Cub, using obviously AI visuals, but they're creating a story with it. They're adding sound effects. They're creating and amplifying movement. There is a whole different kettle of fish there. They're even they're making the lion have some deepness to it. Yeah? They're adding voiceovers. They're doing so much. But you just got the other one where it's just a basic AI visual. And they probably just put a little bit of music on. That's it. Yeah? So, guys, that's it from me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It was a very different lesson today. I say it's a kind of different thing I wanted to do today. I do want to do more of these. I've got a whole lot of notes here in my little book. So, yeah, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe and peace.